Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I do for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. It's a dreary day, but I'm having quite the good one. Works for me. It's also super eventful today, but we'll get into that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Now It's Dark shirt. Which, if you are unfamiliar with Now It's Dark, that's pretty reasonable. They are a local band out of Illinois. They have been, as far as I understand it, from talking with the singer, I think they've been at it for less than a year. But despite that, they actually already managed to put out a full album. I got to see them perform live maybe about a month ago at the time I'm doing this. They're one of the opening bands. And I really enjoyed their set. After everything was said and done, I chatted with them a little bit. Went over there, picked up the shirt. Really nice people. Really enjoyed their stuff. And it's always awesome when you get to see, like, new local bands. Like, it's one of the reasons why part of the reason why I love going to shows in general, but part of the reasons why I like going there. I try to get there as early as possible. I like to be there at opening because, like, yeah, I'm usually there for the headliner, usually. But a lot of times, like, there's some really, really great bands that are going to open up the set, and Now It's Dark definitely fall into that category. So, I proudly rep their shirt. Again, they were cool people, put on a great show. I actually have some videos of said show on this channel, just in case you're interested. I have an entire playlist of just concert videos. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, it's a sub sandwich review. What with it being a sub sandwich review, I have to preface it with three things. Number one, for over a year now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. What does that mean? That means that for over a year, I have been going to basically every place that sells a sub sandwich, trying sub sandwiches there, and reviewing them. This is delis, chain locations, Walmart, break room at my work. If there is a place that sells a sub sandwich and it's within a reasonable distance to me, I'm going to try it and review it. Number two, if you happen to enjoy my sub sandwich reviews, which people seem to, it's definitely probably my most popular line of reviews that I do here, and you want them all in one convenient location, you can do that. I have an entire playlist called Subs for Subs. That is where all my sub sandwich reviews are going to go. Time I'm doing this, I have almost 100 posted, so there's a lot of sub sandwich content. But, and this is where number three comes into play, let's say that's not enough sub sandwich content for you. Just wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. That is the day that I go over there and I post my sub sandwich reviews. In fact, the day that I'm doing this, I just posted up some sub sandwich reviews. And now I'm doing another sub sandwich review. You see how this whole cycle goes? It's madness. But anyway, where am I trying a sub sandwich from today? Well, folks, I had to because I was in the area and I just knew I needed to make the trip. We're headed back to, boom, Josef's Elegante Meats and Deli. Family owned for 3 generations. This place is out of Geneva, Illinois. This place was recommended to me when I started doing sub sandwich reviews. This place was recommended to me by multiple people who live in the area. It took me a little bit to get out here, but I did about a couple months ago, maybe. And I tried 2 of their sub sandwiches. Really loved them. Since I was back out this way, I had to make the trip. So, I'm going to be reviewing, and it is a thing. Boom! What is this? Giant concoction. This is their Buffalo sub sandwich, which, where's the thing? It's on the thing somewhere. Here we go. Consists of the Buffalo. It is one of their hot sub sandwiches. Consists of chicken, lettuce, tomato, mayo, barbecue sauce, and provolone cheese. That sounds pretty damn good to me. So let's give it a shot. See how it is. Let's open it up. Ooh, that's the whole thing. Alright, this is going to be a little bit hard to make happen, but we're going to do it, folks. Believe in us, it looks like this. One thing, no, I caught it. One thing, man, about Josef subs, you are getting your fucking money's worth and then some. Because, jeez, these things are massive. Alright, let's try to... We're going to have to make this work somehow. Let me put you on this. Oh, God. Barbecue sauce is good. Alright, let's give this a go. Try not to completely destroy ourselves while doing it. I mean, freaking look at that thing. Let's give it a go. That's really tasty. I haven't had a bad sub yet from Josef's, and this is definitely following in that tradition. It's one of the things why, like, yeah, you know, I enjoy the chain locations and stuff, some of them. You know, the ones I do from Walmart and gas stations and stuff, those are more for fun. The ones that I really enjoy, though, the most are the ones when I get to go to proper delis, because you know, well, I should say, I mean, I have had a couple of sub sandwiches from proper sandwich places that weren't that great, but typically, I would say 90% of the time, when you're getting a sandwich from a proper deli, you're going to get a good sandwich because they're a deli. You know, they're going to use quality ingredients because that's what they live and breathe and live and die on. So, this is really good. Everything about it, it's super flavorful, super tasty. I love that. One of the things I really do have to emphasize, I love that they use proper sub bread, because first of all, proper sub bread makes for the best subs, just does. But the other thing is, with a sandwich of this size, if they weren't using proper sub bread, this would not go well. This is super tasty. It is packed full of flavor, and everything about it I'm really enjoying. It's one of those things, lettuce on a warm sub can be perilous. I've had it, and it's very hit or miss. But in this case, the lettuce is still nice and crisp, still firm. It's giving a nice freshness, kind of working to sort of like open things up a little bit in comparison to everything else, which is super savory and super flavorful. But even then, the lettuce is actually really flavorful too, which isn't something you usually say about lettuce. But again, proper deli, so there you go. I just want to see the thing. Yeah, I mean, everything that's on here is being well represented. Like, the chicken tastes super good, and that's another thing, because chicken on a sub sandwich, while fantastic, chicken can be left behind if it's not good chicken. It is very easy to overpower some chicken, but the chicken in this is still coming through. The main thing is everything here is clearly very good quality. From the lettuce, the tomatoes are super flavorful. The barbecue sauce I really enjoy also. Plus with the mayo, it gives it sort of like almost a tangy mayo kind of overall taste. It's all, at that point, all it is does it work as a cohesive sandwich? And yeah, it very clearly does. Everything about this works really well. None of the flavors are conflicting. They're just elevating the overall sandwich. And that's something that even before I was doing my review series, back when I was just doing like occasional reviews for like burgers and stuff, and I would just post shit on Facebook, that's something I became very apparent of and very happy with when it's done properly. Because it's all fine and well to put a bunch of shit on a sandwich or whatever, but if it doesn't work, then you're not going to get the best out of that sandwich. It's just going to taste confusing. In this case, every bite, you're getting the freshness of the veggies. The provolone and the chicken work perfectly well together. Plus, they season the provolone with herbs, so it's got even more flavor. This is an instance where Usually I prefer like a more smoky barbecue sauce, but this is an instance where I think having a little bit more of a, and to be fair, there is actually a little bit of a smokiness, but having a little bit more of a tangy one works really well. It's just a really great fucking sandwich, man. Like I said, I haven't had a bad experience with Josef's yet. I don't imagine I ever will, as I continue to eventually make my way through their menu. It's a little bit difficult for me to get out this way, but when I have the opportunity, I'm definitely going to. 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yes and yes. Like, I have to admit, like, I'm a little bit at this point, 3 sandwiches in now, I'm slowly becoming a little bit of a Josef's fanboy, because there's a few proper Italian deli spots that I would consider in my upper tier. Josef's is already up there, for sure. And they could potentially be in contention for the top spot. I would need to compare and contrast, and realistically, when you're talking that level of goodness, it's almost not worth really having like a full-on like top spot. You're more just, these are the best. Josef's definitely falls into the best places that I've had for sub sandwiches. And this particular sub sandwich, everything works, everything tastes like quality, and it's also unique. It's something where I can't say that I've had this exact sub sandwich anywhere else. And that is another really nice selling point, because as much as I love to go by the good old standbys, your Italian subs, your roast beefs, which I need to try theirs too, there's a lot to be said, of course, for, having these ones that are a little bit more novel as long as they work. This one works really well. If I'm recommending it, I don't have anything to say against it. I guess I would say if you're more specifically a like sub sandwich traditionalist, with the barbecue sauce and stuff like that, that might throw you, because I do know people who are like that, who are like, they just want a more standard sub sandwich, which is fine. But I think if you're like me, where, you enjoy the variety that sub sandwiches I have to offer, yes, this is a very good sub sandwich. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest, but spend this rest of your year. Folks, you can go over there and have yourselves a truly buffalo-tastic rest of your day, which I don't know why it's called the Buffalo. That's interesting. I would have figured it might have had buffalo sauce on it. That's kind of what my head was thinking, but whatever. Buffaloes are cool. There's probably a reason for it. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do all the time? I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day in it. As much as I wish it was an easy thing, folks, it's just not. Some days it's really frustrating and hard to, maintain a kind demeanor towards our fellow man. But it is important that even when we do find ourselves in stressful situations and stuff, if nothing else, try to kind of, focus on the good things when you can. And sometimes you can't, but, hey, we live in a world with incredibly great sub sandwiches. That's something that historically has probably only been in, creation for, maybe like the last 100 years or so? You weren't getting this 200 years ago. I'm just saying. Anyway, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, the thing that I always like to do, especially when it comes to like local spots, which, by the way, this is also going to end up, it's going to be in my Subs for Subs playlist. It's also going to be in my Local Loves playlist. Even though it's a little bit far out of my way, we're going to tag it in. It's a local establishment, as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to like local spots and stuff like that, I always like to encourage people, go out, give it a shot, man. And if if my videos have ever gone over there and inspired you to do that, I know with my Josef's one of my viewers actually did specifically go out to Josef's to try their stuff, and that was awesome, by the way. Thank you. Hey, please hit me up in the comments and stuff. Let me know. All that stuff makes an even more positive effect, and, that's what I really want to do with this show. It's just, pushing that positivity out there. Anyway, bye.